it's really, really worth fighting and working to reclaim the deepest part of your heart and its capacity to feel. None of us are inherently greed or aversion rooted, and that it is all, in truth, when it does arise in us, selfishness of any kind, it is all a reflection of not understanding or some kind of confusion. But what, in truth, we're missing, which if we weren't missing it, we would not feel greed or aversion or selfishness, is that connection. Not just to the stillness, but what actually that stillness contains. Because when we do touch that place, when we do get to the place that we are really in touch with what is the deepest part of our heart, we know that there's nothing lacking. Nothing lacking. And the tragedy is that we would feel that we get to the place where we feel there is so much lacking. I mean, particularly when we have such an extraordinary life that is so unfathomably rare. And it's completely understandable that we feel something is lacking all the time, but we don't know where to look to find what feels to be missing. And we run around like rabbits in a spotlight or whatever, in any direction, looking for something that's going to give that meaning to my life. That means I can just settle down now and get on with it. That search can go on for our whole life, often does. When that connection is lacking in us, why would we think to look for it in a quiet moment when nothing of any particular interest is going on? We wouldn't. It's quite possibly the last place that we would look. And so it's completely to be expected that we as humanity would have turned every stone over that we could possibly turn over in the search for something that is going to be ultimately meaningful to us. And goodness me, haven't we unturned a few stones in that search? And it feels almost that the more stones we unturn, the more rabbit holes we go down, the further away from that deepest part of us we get. So, I want to say to you that whatever else you choose to do in your life, doing whatever you have to do to end that numbness is what you should do. Because I promise you, when it's gone, your quest for meaning in your life will be over, and you'll understand what you came here for. There is an intelligence that sits in the background behind your lives that is so profound and so full of love. And somewhere inside you all know that it's there. Or if you don't realize you know, it's only because you've forgotten. somewhere you know. Because it's the very ground of who and what you are. All of you. Not some of you. Not some saint sitting on the top of a mountain or in a deep forest. Every single one of us. Without exception. And the reason that we go away to these quiet places, to these mountaintops, to these forests, throughout history, forever folk have done it. It's because somewhere inside something draws them to a truth that they know is there somewhere. And actually there is a reason that when they find it, they quite often stay. Because when you find really what is the true nature of your being, what is the ground that your life actually stands upon, regardless of what you think it is, you'll know that it doesn't matter where you are. You'll know that just to be alive is profoundly moving and deeply meaningful and extraordinary. And all the things that you think you have to add to it to make it something special is only because you didn't spot what it actually is. So honestly, if you have started to look beyond the appearance of things, or started that journey, don't stop. Even if it's incredibly hard work, and even if you get knocked sideways many times, please do not stop. Because when you have found that, all of your confusion will be over. And you'll realize what an unbelievable, extraordinary thing it is that you're alive right now. And how many unbelievable opportunities there are to do something with that life.